Hello and welcome back to our crunchy life. Today I'm going to show you how I make our powder laundry soap. So let's get right into it. First, the ingredients we're going to need is you're going to need a bar of castile soap unscented, and you're going to grate this with a cheese grater. And I do use Dr. Bronner's sometimes, but I found this one this time. Also, I use borax. Some people do not like to use borax, and that's perfectly fine. You can omit that. I like it. It tends to get stuff more clean than when I tried it without it. And I think the rinse cycle pretty much takes it out. If I need to use extra for an extra dirty load, I do an extra rinse. Next, we're going to use super washing soda, the Arm & Hammer laundry booster. And then we're going to use baking soda, of course. And I use this in almost everything, it seems like. And then the other thing I found was Nellie's Oxygen Brightener. I've really liked this. It really has helped my clothes. If you don't like it or you don't feel comfortable using it, leave it out. Alright, and then you're going to need a container. I have a recycled, glass container here. And then I have a smaller one, just in case I have more than that one holds. The other piece of equipment you're going to need is a cheese grater. Now, for me, I like my rotary cheese grater that I got. This is it. It suctions to the table, and that way it's a lot easier. It's faster to do, I think. And then it has the safety guard so I don't get my fingers cut up. And then you're also going to need either a food processor or a blender. Now for me, I have my Ninja blender. It has 3 speeds and a pulse, and it also has 3 blades. So it does a pretty good job of getting everything grinded up pretty good. All right, with that, let's get started. I'm going to grate the soap, the bar of soap. And it doesn't matter if it's fine or coarse, you just need to get it grated so that it's easier to grind up in the food processor or blender, because you're going to want the consistency of a fine powder. This does take a minute. This is probably the most time-consuming part, just because bars of soap are pretty hard, so trying to grate that takes a minute. All right, there's always a leftover piece, and that's fine. The blender will take care of that perfectly fine. Alright, next is going to be the borax, and I'm going to add everything to the bowl. You don't have to. You can do the dry ingredients separate and then add a little bit of soap and a little bit of dry into the blender. I'm just going to put everything in one and kind of mix it a little bit, add a little bit at a time. So the borax, I'm going to put in 2.5 cups. And again, borax, if you look online and look up different information on it, it can be toxic if inhaled or ingested. It's an eye irritant and lung irritant. Other than that, using it for a cleaner, as long as you then wipe down the surfaces, using it as a pesticide, but you do need to wipe it down afterwards because it can be harsh. Then superwashing soda. You want to get 2 cups of superwashing soda, and I didn't realize that my box was almost empty, so I'm going to get about 1.5 cups, not quite 2 cups, but that's okay because this isn't baking, so it'll do just fine. I have to make sure I have mental note to order some. So then the baking soda, and I'm going to use 2.25 cups of baking soda in this. Of course, baking soda is used in almost everything for a deodorizer. So if you omit the borax, you can always use more baking soda, especially if you have teenage boys. Baking soda is a great thing. All right, 2.25. They don't have to be exact or level, so there we go. Okay, and then we've got Nellie's Oxygen Brightener. Now this container did about 2 batches for me, so this is my second batch with this. Like I said, I tried a batch before without it and didn't quite get it clean, so I was looking for an option because my whites were not coming out anywhere near clean, and I don't like to use bleach or anything, so I tried this and I liked it. So you get about 2 batches out of this. Right here I have about enough left for 2 cups. So that's what's my recipe calls for, 2 cups of the Nellie's Oxygen Brightener. Again, this is optional. You can leave it out. If you prefer OxyClean, you can absolutely use that. I don't like it. I think this one had a little bit more natural ingredients, not so much chemicals. So it looks like we will get 2 cups, and I'll have just a teeny bit left over, which is fine. All right. Okay, so that's all the ingredients in the bowl there. So next is going to be putting it into the blender. So I'm going to do a scoop at a time, do a little blending, and then another scoop. This time I put too many scoops in, and it did clump at the bottom, which can slow down your blender, so don't do that. Do one scoop, blend a little bit, 1 scoop, blend a little bit. It keeps it going. This is going to fill my entire blender. You can do separate batches if you have a smaller one or food processor. It doesn't hold it all, where you don't want to push it. But at the end, you want to mix it all together so that your ratio is even. All right, so it's like a powder consistency. I'm going to go ahead and pull the blades out and get them out of my way. And as I pull it out at the bottom, there was a little bit clumped on there, which tells me I put too much in before I started blending here and there. But if you do one good scoop, and you want to scoop down to the bottom of the bowl because you want some of the soap in every scoop. 1 scoop, blend it. Another scoop, blend it, keeps the consistency there. All right, and I do use one of these funnels for canning. It's a canning funnel. Fits perfect with all the mason jars, and it really helps to keep the mess down. So let's go ahead and fill this jar up. A little bit more, top it off. All right, and then this is the container I keep by my washer to scoop out of. All right, all set. And this, you're gonna use in an HE machine about 2 teaspoons per load, and in a regular one you might use a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons, I think it is, for a regular machine. So please feel free to like my video and subscribe so you don't miss other things that we make. I make all kinds of stuff around the house. I very rarely buy anything anymore other than food, and even that I grow a lot. So keep up with us, and thank you for visiting our crunchy life. Have a great day.